Story tonight, and this is the big exclusive. The CBI has arrested, I repeat, the CBI has arrested 8 people in connection with the NEET examination rigging. This is once again Republic breaking a big story on an examination that will have national impact. Thousands and thousands and lakhs of students are impacted directly, and we are hearing there has been rigging in the NEET examination. There has been rigging in the NEET examination. 8 have been arrested, 8 people arrested in connection with the NEET examination rigging. The exams took place yesterday. This is a big exclusive on Republic. Big exclusive. Shravan is joining me. Shravan, this could have a national ramification. I'll go across to Shravan, but this is a big breaking news update that I'm getting in right now in the NEET rigging scandal. There is a big update. 8 of them have been arrested in this case. And the NEET examinations took place in the last few days. And there have been controversies in different parts of the country, in fact. Different parts of the country. And just to tell our viewers how many people, how many students are really impacted. 95% attendance was recorded with a record 18.7 lakh applicants. 18.7 lakh applicants, and it's received the highest number of applications ever. According to the National Testing Agency, it's breached the 18 lakh mark. A total of 18,72,329 candidates had registered for the largest entrance examination in the country, of which 10.64 lakh were female. According to NTA officials, I'm going across to Shravan, joining me on the breaking story. Shravan, a big scandal breaking out, big scandal. Examinations were rigged is what the CBI believes. Can you tell us more? Shravan, this is very bad news for those students who really worked hard, Shravan.
This is a big development just a day after the examination has taken place. We are now being told that about 8 people have been arrested. In fact, we're just going to put out the details. This is the FIR copy that I've just got my hands on. And they're putting out full details of how this is coming. In fact, Raja, I'm just going to mic up. If you can just hold on for a minute.
Yes, I'm here. Get your mic up.
For a minute, I'll just mic up.
I can hear you now.
So let's just quickly take our viewers through all the details that we're getting in right now. In fact, this is what they're saying. A reliable source information has been received that Ministry of Education, Government of India has established the National Testing Agency as an independent, autonomous and self-sustained premier testing organizer for conducting. I'm just skipping that, coming to the part where they've got the information that NT has been trusted with the responsibility to conduct the NEET examinations for admissions to MBBS and others. And here they are saying that this is the information. Information revealed that NEET undergraduate is being conducted on 17th in offline mode as a uniform entrance examination. Information revealed that one Sushil Ranjan, a resident of Delhi, Brij Mohan Singh, Pappu, Uma Shankar Gupta, unknown others in criminal conspiracy with each other involved in arranging solvers who will impersonate themselves as real candidates in the said exam at several exam centers of Delhi, Haryana. Impersonators will appear in the NEET undergraduate exam 2002 in place of actual candidates and give exam in lieu of huge money. They are basically saying, if I have to just sum it up, there are people who are impersonating, appearing in these examinations. It turns out that 8 people who have been accused. In fact, we've got the full list of the accused here. Take a look at it. It's the 8 accused here. Sushil Ranjan, Pappu, Uma Shankar, Nidhi, Krishna. That's the full list. It turns out that they were the ones who were getting people who could solve the exam. They were doing it in return of money. We're not very sure how much money are we really talking about. Perhaps in a short while from now, we'll get those details also. I'll just take you through the modus operandi also, Niranjan. They're saying that information further revealed that the user IDs and passwords of the candidates appearing for the examination have been collected by the above mentioned suspect persons and their associates, and necessary modifications have been made for getting desired examination centers as planned by them. They also use the process of mixing, morphing photographs to facilitate use of proxy candidates for appearing in the examination. Copies of the identity cards of the candidates are being collected for the purpose of making forged ID cards. Now, this is the full details coming in. All solvers and middlemen along with their associates had come to Delhi on the 16th and were staying at some hotels in Delhi. So this is a massive racket. And what's even more shocking is that the examination just took place yesterday. The details now emerging, perhaps, Niranjan, the Central Bureau of Investigation could have laid a trap at this point in time. Only after that, they have made these arrests. This is a massive racket which has been now solved by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Whether there would be more number of people who could be arrested, that we do not know. We are not very sure with regards to what's the total amount that we are really looking at. But what is shocking is that perhaps this was a criminal conspiracy hatched much before the examinations actually took place, and they were waiting for the examinations to get over so that they could be caught red-handed. And it turns out that the information that the ministry actually had and was shared by the Central Bureau of Investigation turns out to be true, that a large-scale racket was basically underway.
Staying with this story, Shawan, I'm staying with this story because it impacts 18 lakh students. I repeat, 18 lakh students, that's 1.8 million students across India. And Shawan has full details of that. In fact, it impacts so many lives. And on the show this evening, in fact, Shawan, on the show, when we started the show, we wanted to get you details of how students who appeared for NEET faced issues in Kerala, Jammu and Maharashtra. But you know, today, if something is going to devastate them, this is it. Can you please tell us what happened in Delhi and Haryana? Tell our viewers more about this, Shawan. I think viewers just want to know where this was rigged, how this was rigged. That is it. Where was this rigged? How was this rigged?
Okay, so the details that we're getting right now, because it's preliminary, if I may say so, because I believe, Niranjan, we are the first network to get this information once again. Less than 24 hours into the examination, it turns out that the Central Bureau of Investigation has now arrested 8 people. So let me first begin by breaking down what are the sections under which these people have been arrested. Sections of 120B, that's criminal conspiracy, read with 419, 420, 467, 466 and 471 of the IPC. 8 people have been named in this particular FIR list. This is the list of the accused persons. Sushil Ranjan, Brij Mohan Singh, Pappu, Uma Shankar Gupta, Nidhi, Krishna Shankar Yogi, Sunny Ranjan, Raghunandan, Jeepupal, Hemendra, Bharat Singh and unknown others. This is the entire list of the accused, of which 8 people have been arrested. With regards to the information that we have at this point in time as to when exactly it all started, they say that they had got this information. It's a source-based information, in fact. They're saying a source-based information that was received from the Ministry of Education, which had established a national testing agency. It's an independent, autonomous, self-sustained premier testing organization for conducting these examinations. In fact, they are saying that this was a day before the examination. The examination is in offline mode. It's a uniform entrance examination from 2 o'clock to about 5:20 in the evening is what they say. The information that the CBI got is this Sushil Ranjan, accused number 1, who is a resident of Gautam Nagar in Delhi, along with Brij Mohan Singh, Pappu, Uma Shankar Gupta and unknown others. They are the ones who entered into a criminal conspiracy with each other. They are the ones who involved in arranging solvers, who essentially impersonated themselves as real candidates in the said exam at several centers of Delhi and Haryana. So let me emphasize this for all the students who perhaps are also tuning in right now. As I understand, it's at 2 centers, like at least in 2 cities, not 2 centers, 2 cities. It's in Delhi and in Haryana. Not very sure where exactly in Haryana, but there is no mention of that. Perhaps in a short while from now, we'll get all the details with regards to which are the centers which were basically tracked down. But they say that impersonators will appear in the NEET UG exam in place of actual candidates and give exam in lieu of huge money. This line indicates, Niranjan, that this information came in much before the examination and they were waiting for
I think what we'll do, Shravan, what we'll do is,
so that they could be caught.
Now, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do is, because there are 1.8 million people, right, who have written the examinations, and they will want to know what is going on. So what we will now do is we will open all our lines. All lines are open on Republic TV. On the bottom of your screens, you'll find the grid. That's the bottom of your screen. We'll take your calls on Republic. You can ask Shravan your question, and Shravan will be able to tell you, because it's 1.8 million students, Shravan. And I think they would want to know what was going on. So all lines are open on Republic. We'll fire the father grid there, that's at the bottom of the screen. We'll just fire that so that you can continue to tell our viewers. So this was primarily you're saying in Delhi and Haryana, in the NCR region, right, Shravan? In the NCR region. And do we know whether this was a national racket?
Well, as of now, the call that I got from my source within the central agency, and if I can quote the source at this point in time, is that they are saying that this is a massive national scandal. Reason being is that it could perhaps impact a lot number of students. And that is the reason why they had to act upon it faster. Now, what is going to happen hereafter is something we'll have to wait and watch, because not very sure the kind of responses that has to basically come in from the ministry itself, because it's going to be important to see how exactly that impacts the examination itself. Or is it going to be localized to the fact that only those who impersonated on behalf of the real candidates, they are the ones who are going to be taken in the custody? Will it be more than that? That is an information we'll have to dig a little further. But all that I can tell our viewers right now is that the exact information, the correct information that we have, is that 8 people have already been arrested. 11 people were actually named in this FIR. I believe that most of these people who have been named in the FIR are those who carried out this entire criminal conspiracy, or hatched this entire criminal conspiracy, because the main person, I'm told, is a man who goes by the name Sushil Ranjan. He is a resident of Gautam Nivas, Gautam Nagar in the national capital. Brij Mohan Singh, Pappu, Uma Shankar Gupta. These are the people who are arranging. And the word that has been written in the FIR that has been accessed by Republic TV is that they were arranging solvers who will impersonate themselves as the real candidates in the said exam at several exam centers. Once again, important to point out, Niranjan, several exam centers of Delhi and Haryana. So there is a high possibility. We'll look at the numbers in a short while from now and put out those details on our website, also republicworld.com. Full details, exact how many centers, whether at all the agency is going to share the names of the centers, I'm not very sure right now, because this is a developing story. That the investigation is still underway, but it's important to point out because this has come just a day after the examination. So if you exactly want to know how this happened, I'm given to understand that information further revealed, and I'm quoting once again from the FIR, that the user IDs and passwords of the candidates appearing for the examination have been collected by these people, Brij Mohan and others, the entire gang, the accused. They are the ones who had collected their associates. Necessary modifications were made for getting desired examination centers as planned by them, so there is a possibility.
Now, Shravan, just stay with me in this section, because, you know, what we've now done on the biggest story tonight is, it's such a big story. We are going to stay on the story. And in fact, one of the complainants had joined us on the show to talk about what happened in Kerala, but I'd like to bring him in and ask him what he feels. Ajit is joining us live from Kerala. Yeah, Shravan, you're picking up more details?
Mastermind Sushil Ranjan has been arrested.
Okay, so Mastermind has been arrested.
Break that. Mastermind Sushil Ranjan has been arrested.
Mastermind Sushil Ranjan arrested. Okay, we're just breaking those details right now on Republic. The Mastermind Sushil Ranjan has been arrested in the NEET rigging scandal. NEET rigging scandal. And we just brought you the details of how many students have taken these examinations. For the first time in the history of NEET, we have had 18 lakh students take the examination. It's breached the 18 lakh mark. Ajit is live with us. He was a complainant. Ajit, you joined us on a different aspect, but we are hearing you're the parent of an aspirant. We are hearing that there was a rigging in the NEET examination and the mastermind has been arrested. Can I get your response? What do you think of this? The fact that the exams could have been rigged by a few people.
It is unfair that so many children all over India are working very hard for the exam, and finally they are this type of activities coming should be stopped. And moreover, in Kerala, we got another problem, another issue. I think you know it.
Yes.
The center where my child means my brother's child went. They are asked to remove the undergarments.
Yes, I know about that, and that's why actually we called you live to get your view on that. But this is turning out to be a much bigger story because it's such a big story. If the exams were rigged, 18 lakh students let down. Ajit, can I get your views on that? Because I'm sure every student has really studied, given it their everything.
No, but their last 3-4 years, they are working hard for this one day. And those who are doing this type of thing, rigging, they don't understand. They want money. So it is the future of so many children. So it is, children and parents, we are all worried. So what is, how can we ask our children to work for this?
Absolutely. Ajit, stay with me because my colleague Shawan, who's just broken the story live from Delhi, is picking up more details. Shawan, can you tell us more? You're picking up details about fresh arrests being made. The mastermind, Sushil Ranjan, do we know who he is, how he was operating? And I think we're getting in some callers as well. Let's see if we have... Sorry. Raghavendra Murthy is our first caller. Raghavendra Murthy is dialing us in. Raghavendra Murthy, do you have a question? My colleague Shawan has the details of the NEET rigging scandal. Do you have a question for him?
Yeah, certainly I have a question because it's such a big unit. If government is conducting the exams, and how can this loopholes...
Very bad line. I have a very poor audio line with you there, Raghavendra. Can you hear me now? Let's see if we can... It's better. Can you hear me now? Okay, Raghavendra Murthy calling us in from Bengaluru there, but just lost the line with Raghavendra. Let me go back to you, Shawan. Tell us more about the mastermind.
As far as the mastermind is concerned, he goes by the name of Sushil Ranjan. Sushil Ranjan, in fact, I've got the address also, perhaps we'll also send out our reporters because it turns out that this man, the mastermind who's basically responsible for this massive rigging racket that is taken place, busted once again. And this is not the first time. Let me just add this, Niranjan, not the first time that the Central Bureau of Investigation has actually cracked, they've cracked this particular case.
Shawan.
A similar sort of a case was cracked by them even last year. So it turns out that this has become this, go ahead.
No, I just want to tell you that we have another complainant, Balvinder, I think. Balvinder joining us in from Jammu, one of the complainants. Balvinder, can you hear me? Good evening. Balvinder.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, just getting in breaking news now that the CBI has made arrests in the NEET story. That NEET was rigged. NEET was rigged. 1.8 million students wrote the exam, but we are hearing that NEET was rigged by a few people. Can I get your response to that, Balvinder?
सर, जहां तक रिगिंग की बात कर रही है वो नेशनल लेवल पे आप बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो मेरी जम्मू की प्रॉब्लम है वो ये थी कि सिख बच्चों को कड़ा, किरपान और कंगा रखने से वहां मना किया गया। लास्ट ईयर भी ऐसी बातें हुई थी, लेकिन इस बार हमें अप्रीहेंशन थी कि जम्मू में इस बार भी नीट के एग्जामिनेशन होने जा रहे हैं, इसलिए हमने एक दिन एग्जामिनेशन से पहले जम्मू के एडीजीपी सिक्योरिटी को कांटेक्ट करने की कोशिश की गई, उनसे पीए से बात करने की कोशिश की गई कि क्योंकि दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट ने जो 11/7/22 को एक जजमेंट आई है, क्योंकि 17/7/21 को भी एक मनहरलीन कौर है, उनको पीजीटी इकोनॉमिक्स के एग्जाम में रोका गया था क्योंकि शी वाज वेयरिंग मेटालिक कड़ा। तो उसने कोर्ट में किया, कोर्ट ने 11/7/22 को जजमेंट दी है कि आप किसी को सिख जो वेयरिंग 5 का कार्ड आर द बेसिक टेनेट्स ऑफ सिख फेथ, तो आप इन बच्चों को रोक नहीं सकते। लेकिन जम्मू में ऐसा किया गया कि बच्चों का 3 सेंटर्स पे हमें ये कंप्लेंट आई कि एक आरएनएम पब्लिक स्कूल है, वहां पर बच्ची को जिसने कड़ा पहना था उसको रोका गया, उसका कड़ा उतारा गया। आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल मुट्ठी में वहां भी रोका गया, उसकी कृपान उतारी गई, उसका कड़ा उतारा गया। ऐसे ही हेरिटेज स्कूल में भी किया गया, बच्चे को कड़ा पहन के अलाउ नहीं किया गया, जबकि ये गाइडलाइंस नीट की वेबसाइट पे क्लियरली डाल दी गई थी कि दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट की जजमेंट के मुताबिक सिख बच्चों को 5 ककार रखने की इजाजत दी गई है, वो कड़ा, कंगा और कृपान लेके जा सकते हैं। उसके बावजूद उनको रोका गया। मैं ये समझता हूँ बार बार हमारे साथ ऐसा किया जाता है, ये बड़े दुख की बात है। हर किसी को पता है कि जो 5 ककार हैं, दीज आर द बेसिक टेनेट्स ऑफ सिख फेथ, और ये हिंदुस्तान में नहीं विदेशों में भी, हमें यूके में हमारी आर्मी में सिख बच्चे हैं, इटली में हमारे आर्मी में सिख बच्चे हैं, उनको भी वहां पर अलाउ किया गया है। लेकिन यहाँ पर इन कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम जब भी आते हैं, बच्चों को merely frisking के नाम पे, security के नाम पे, बार-बार बच्चों
हाँ जी, Balwinder ji, stay with me. I know you have a very valid concern, and I have another caller dialing into our newsroom right now, Abhishek Bhattacharya. Abhishek, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I'm hearing you.
Yes, go ahead. So what's your question, Abhishek? If my colleague Shawan can take that question. Yes, do you have any question on the NEET rigging?
I was a candidate. Yes, sir, I was a candidate in 2020. And I know that NEET is an emotion, and where this incident is really unexpected. I think that it needs a proper investigation, and then I think all the perpetrators should be arrested as soon as possible, because NEET is an emotion for many students, sir. That's my point.
Absolutely. And what is the, and you of course have taken the examination, and you will be able to tell us. So, when you hear something like this, do you feel betrayed? Do you feel let down?
I have prepared it for 2 years, and then I was gone to the examination. But in the sense that NEET is the emotion, because what I am saying that we are preparing from the starting of when we are class in 11, and then all the subjects we are studying precisely in an elegant way.
Completely understand what must be going on in the minds of students as well. Abhishek, thank you for joining us. Taking a short break, Ajit and Balwinder ji also thank you. Shawan, thank you for breaking that story once again. First with the news breaks when it matters the most nationally. Thanks for watching us on the biggest story tonight.